An interview with India's envoy to Saudi Arabia, I began by asking him about the number of Indian nationals stranded in Saudi Arabia and how the Indian embassy is supporting them in this crisis. Listen in to this exclusive interview.
You see, we have a very large Indian diaspora here, over 2.6 million Indians here. This is the largest among the expatriate community in Saudi Arabia, spread all over the kingdom. So, of course, it's a big number to deal with. But having said that, we are in regular touch with all of them in different parts of Saudi Arabia through community organizations. We are directly in touch with them through video conferencing. I have addressed, the community volunteers and organizations in major cities last week. Only 2 days ago, I have also addressed the community members in 10 or 15 different smaller cities. So I think there is a regular interaction which we are doing through various means. And of course, people are also getting in touch with us through specially created WhatsApp groups, through the helpline which has been created, which is operating 24/7.
Okay.
So different modes of communication is there, so that we are feeling the pulse of the people, what they're going through. Also, I think importantly, what we have done is that we have identified the major employers and then got in touch with them to find the well-being of the find out the well-being of the Indians employed there.
Is there also an attempt to support the Indian community monetarily? Because we are getting reports of job losses. Many of them are in a difficult state. They're not able to go back home. They're stranded. Any attempts to support them monetarily as well?
See, we have the Indian Community Welfare Fund, so ICWF. That is the only, financial, resource available with us to provide, any succor to the Indians, So now we're using that. What we are doing is that we are providing food wherever food is needed, where we are, informed that there is a shortage of food, especially in some labor camps or some remote areas. So through community volunteers and through major food supplying chains, we are, and also the restaurants, we are engaging in that. Now, there are also norms under ICWF where financial assistance can be given. But the one which you are talking about due to layoffs and other things, this falls beyond the mandate of ICWF. Having said that, there are also large number of philanthropic individuals within the community, business persons, resource persons, who are all coming forward wholeheartedly to help the community in this hour of need.
Could I also ask you about the number of Indian citizens who have been tested positive for COVID-19 and how many of them may have died so far?
You see, as we speak, there are around 14,000 cases which have been of COVID-19 detected in Saudi Arabia. Now, the Saudi authorities don't, give the details as per the nationality. Nationality-wise breakup is not given. So we don't really have the exact numbers of Indians who may have tested positive. But the Saudi health minister has recently given an indication that about 70 to 80% of the cases are, among the expatriate communities. So this is where, the statistics are. But we have got about, unfortunately, 11, Indian nationals who have died of COVID-19. 4 belong to Maharashtra, 3 belong to Uttar Pradesh, 2 to Telangana, and 2 to Kerala. This, of course, we are aware because of the the death-related attestation documents which the embassies do. But I fear that, of course, the number would be in hundreds. Yeah.
There have been concerns among authorities in Gulf countries about certain anti-minority, anti-Muslim posts in social media being made by certain individuals. The Prime Minister has also assured everyone and has said time and again that COVID-19 does not see any religion, caste or creed. Have you also been in conversation with authorities in Saudi Arabia about this? Are you also sensitizing and warning Indian citizens?
Fortunately, here we haven't come across any such incident involving the Indian expatriate community. The Indian expatriate community is, in fact, on the contrary, has behaved very, sensibly, responsibly here. We haven't come across any single post of that nature. During my interactions with the Indian diaspora and school parents and many other platforms which I have, we have told the community members that it is important to stay calm, not spread any rumors, and not give any credence to something which unconfirmed reports or fake news which they may be coming across. Some of the Saudi nationals in their individual capacities have reacted to something which they have seen on the social media pertaining to other countries other than Saudi Arabia. Officially, the Saudi authorities have not raised these issues with the embassy. And I firmly believe, my belief is that India is a country which boasts of a 5,000-year-old civilization, and where we are proud of our unity and diversity. Inherently, no Indian would resort to hate speeches. So I think this is my firm belief, and we are almost in every interaction educating the people not to kind of react to something which is happening elsewhere or something which may not be correct. And also, having said that, we have also learned that some of these social media accounts, whether it is Twitter or Facebook or whatever,
Right.
may also have been a fake account. So really, there is more to it than the eye could see.
The Indian government has been saying that there are some attempts to create discord between India and Gulf nations. Is this something that you're also communicating to authorities?
When we are not sure about this, social media posts, so there must be some vested interest for operating to create some kind of a misunderstanding. But having said that, as I said, there is a very close engagement which the embassy has at its local level with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Health, and Ministry of Labor. So we are working, and also with the media, local media, as well as some civil society members. Our leadership has spoken, Prime Minister has spoken to Saudi Crown Prince, His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman last month. And then only yesterday we had the External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, speak to his counterpart, His Highness Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud. Now, the essence of these discussions have been, how the countries could collaborate within the bilateral framework, within the G20. And most also important is that the leadership of both countries understand the dimension of the problem. Our foreign minister yesterday has specifically thanked the Saudi authorities for taking care of the expatriate in general and Indians in particular.
Considering the large Indian diaspora there and many people wanting to return back home, we also hear that Gulf nations are urging India and other nations to take back their citizens. Is there any kind of assurance that you've given Saudi authorities or Indian citizens as to when they would be able to fly back home? Any plan that is being worked on right now?
You see, as we are talking, there are no firm plans of the government of India to open up the international commercial flights. At the same time, you are correct that there are a large number of requests which are being received by us from Indian nationals, and there are also some who are here on a visit visa, some on a medical leave, pregnant women, and many such things like that. So we are at the moment asking them to stay put where they are, stay calm. We are registering them in the sense that where they are, what they are doing, we are aware of. Right. And the moment the government of India takes a decision, perhaps after the lockdown, then we would be fully geared up to meet with the situation. There are companies which have approached us. There are individuals who have approached us. There are students who are stranded here who have approached us. There are business people who have come on business, and there are also short-term workers who have come here. So all these cases are there, but all these will be reviewed in the larger policy decision which the government of India may take, considering these representations coming from various Gulf countries as well as other countries too.